I ain't no Casanova. Me and Romeo ain't been no friends. I'm over here trying to button this up on my clavicle.
What happens when you do a podcast naked?
I don't know about you, I have on fabulous robes. You don't see this hat?
That's fabulous.
It is. I don't know, I feel like a jazz player. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a jazz player. I feel like I'm about to go on stage after this.
You got Ron Swanson in your veins.
Hey.
If you want more of the Duke, both my albums are for sale here, Smooth as Silver and Hi Ho Duke. And look for my new CD next month, Memories of Now. So come see me, come talk to me, come love with me, and maybe we can walk through fire together. Thank you. Good night.
Ladies coming now to the stage. Get those trombones polished.
I don't think you should, maybe French horn. I don't think you should say trombone.
What's going on?
Trombone is like the,
Ah,
yeah, that's kind of,
oh, see,
yeah.
at least you know, because I'm over like, that's the first instrument that came to mind.
Band nerd.
Man, so ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm over here like, instruments? Trombone. It was either that or trumpet.
Could have went with a flute, clarinet.
This is, you know what, I don't think I've ever seen a flute or a clarinet at a jazz place. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one. Like most
you
of
made
jazz.
a flute player. You've never seen that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one like not in person.
Oh yeah, I gotta get one because
I have never. I think I remember seeing. Of course, I seen it when I was a kid, but walk past the band room, keep walking. You know, or some friends you might have in there, whatever. But anyway, I don't think I've ever actually seen someone play the flute or a clarinet. I've seen kids play the recorder. And that's about it after that. But
So
yeah.
band never intrigued you, like to actually go in the band room and like learn anything at all?
Drumming.
Nah.
I mean, but that's, you know,
That's
percussions is like, you know, typical, you know, boy stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, used to drum on the table, the grinding beat with the pencil and the wrist.
That's
And
everybody's childhood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Missed a lot.
Right. So it's like that, and I remember learning how to drum. I don't know if it's the old school way or the new school way. I don't know. It's the one that looked like you're a colonial soldier.
More typical during the 18th centuries.
That's when it's marching band.
Okay, yeah,
You talking
yeah.
about when the strap is across with the
Yeah, but the positioning of your hands for the
Yeah.
drum, and it was like, I don't know, you know, that's my knowledge of it right there. Is when it was like, all right, I was like, man, this thing seemed like we in slavery right now. Like we going to war.
That's normally like marching band style.
I never marched either. Like we practice it like on a desk, and or whatever we practice it on. And there used to be where you're supposed to drum, so it'd be an X. So one of the X's you would know would be like the next whatever key. You have to drum at that part. Then you drum in the middle. Then you drum again on the
Where did all this happen?
I was like probably like 7 or 8
Grade.
years old.
Oh.
That's as far back as I go with drumming, right there. I mean, that's probably the last time I actually did something with some drumsticks.
Were you at a community center? At
That's
church?
cool.
Really?
Yeah, public school was lit. Public school was lit. We did a lot of stuff. They had a lot of, well, I can't say for everybody, but our inner city programs were pretty cool. Like, I was the kid that always wanted to sign up for stuff. So I was just like, cool. You know, of course, you got to ask your parents. And so I'm like, yeah, do I got to pay for it? Like, no, yeah, whatever you want to do.
Not the price tag.
Oh, man. I mean, it was real, though. So it was like, even during the summer, I didn't have to go to summer camp, but I was definitely at summer school. Not summer camp, but summer school. Summer school.
You
I was
like
doing.
summer school?
Summer school was cool, man. Like, we basically, I like learning. So my thing was like, oh, I can keep learning some stuff. But it wasn't like typical school where it was follow these. Like, we had some people coming from like some places. Like, one guy came to the school was telling me about how Europe is not really a continent.
You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that.
And he broke down the understanding of Europe and understanding of a continent. Mm. He said, who has more land between Europe and Asia? You know, on a map, you just look at it and you would say Asia. So, you know, that's what the answer was. Mm-hmm. He was using critical thinking, but his critical thinking was so like driven and made you really kind of think on certain levels. Man, he was like, think about it. A continent is supposed to be a landmass that's surrounded by body of water on all sides, and there's a very large landmass, whatever.
So back to summer school. So it was just, y'all ain't have to do none of that?
No, what you mean, do what?
Like, y'all didn't have to like get in line, go to the cafeteria, y'all was just chilling.
No, we were chilling. Like, we still had to be like, you know, in some type of order, but it wasn't like,
but it wasn't as restricted as it was the other 8-9 months of the year.
Right.
So, I didn't want to go to summer school, and I don't think it was necessarily because of learning. I think it was because it was a stigmatism placed on it. It's like,
what you mean?
Go to summer school, you dumb.
And see, that never made sense to me.
That means you like failed and you're taking summer classes in order to be
right
where you're supposed to be. So that when I heard summer school for the first time, it was because somebody failed a grade. So anytime summer school came up in my mind or in any kind of conversation, it was like, oh, that's for dumb kids.
So you've never seen it other than as for a person that might be failing.
Correct. And I went to night school like my senior year. I think
even that.
It's the same thing.
I would say because people talk about night school when it's like, you know, you need to catch up. But if you want to go ahead, you can voluntarily take it just so you can get out.
But you was like night school. You still have to pay for your classes.
But you're still forcing the envelope of certain things. Of the whole point of certain things is to get out of school. If this is your way to help you catch up, you know, like night school is a way to help you catch up. Mm. So during the day, you know, some stuff is like, nah, you ain't gonna be able to do this, but if you do this, this will help you catch up. You can do that without it being where it's a thing like, oh man, I'm failing, I need to go to night school. No, it's more like, I want to get out of school, I can go to night school. Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, because even night school was for people that were either, like, of course, girls that had a baby, and you know.
Right, because they certain stuff they just couldn't do in the daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and whatever else.
Failed and older people.
Yeah.
Older people there, so I had to go because my whole 11th grade year I just didn't give a fuck, so I did what I wanted to do.
Right.
You know, I was just all over the place.
So you ain't like school, right?
I hated school.
I would have worked. My suggestion would have been to you, you should just go to night school so you can get out early.
Who gonna take me?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh!
I mean, but it's not about who. I don't worry about stuff like that because I always look at it like this. If I'm going to do something, it's just going to happen.
And see, that's what I'm saying. See, I would have had to have a means to pay for it and all of that. And I didn't even know that was an option, honestly.
Well, and what I'm saying is the thought, because I can't say it's 100% option because everyone, like you just said, summer school, right? Mm-hmm. You made a point where I was like, damn, the way I looked at summer school versus somebody else looking at summer school is completely different. Yeah. I was like, damn, people go to summer school because that's true.
They fail.
But I always looked at it because when we would go, we were already promoted. Like we weren't going to, like when we went to summer school, we was already going to the next grade. We was just at summer school.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. I really never seen. I know people that went to what they call open campus, which is pretty much damn the same thing as night school. As an alternative school to help you catch up with whatever.
Now, alternative schools normally when, well, my knowledge of it is when somebody has been in like juvenile, that was usually there, or they were too much of a problem child.
It's a lot. I mean, when you said it, I'm like, damn. I didn't even think that was a real thing.
Yeah, you did. You were around very different people.
Yeah, I didn't even think. I was like, what's that?
Yeah, you were around very different people.
Man. I was like, I always thought that was like TV until you said it just now. I'm like, man, I didn't know that was real.
I think I was in the first grade and I was going to the second grade, I believe. And I remember somebody was like, hey, you gotta go to summer school. They weren't talking to me. I was just listening to them talk. And I'm like, summer school, what? Because you failed. And I'm like, damn. You know, that was the first thing that came. Oh, so that's what summer school was for. That was it. It was over with. They ain't asked no more questions. You know, you out in the world learning.
We are the same, and I mean just in general, like people, we are the same, but not like the way everybody look at stuff. We look at stuff differently based off whatever we were given.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it's a first time given. It's not later on. You know what I mean? Like the very first. Say if I'm trying to teach you the word "the," and I give you the definition of it, and I was the very first person that taught you that word, and somebody else comes along and they tell you the word "the" means this, what are you automatically going to say?
I don't know, because I was trying to follow.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I was trying to follow the sour diesel.
Normally the first initiation of you learning something is usually always going to be like your go back. Like that's what you're going to reference. You see what I'm saying? So if you learn something, that's going to be your reference. So if somebody comes along later on and says the same thing that you learned already, but they say it's a different definition, then it's like, oh, well, no, it means blah, 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 blah. You're going to refer back to the first time that you understood what that meant. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't even remember what that was supposed to do. I'm that high, but I had to explain it so you can understand it.
I ain't got nothing.
No
I ain't got nothing.
But yeah,
at all.
summer school wasn't appealing to me. Summer camp, maybe, but summer school wasn't appealing. And did I ever go to summer camp? I think I went to summer camp once, and that was right before I moved here. And I pretty much enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. For the most part. I think I was like 15, maybe 16.
For summer camp?
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever been to a summer camp. So that was fun. Like playing basketball, running around, sweating, having fun, chilling, talking, eating, you know, all kind of stuff.
Right.
I enjoyed that. I did learn a lot of stuff too, but it was like something else. You know what I mean? It was fun. I enjoyed it. But yeah, summer camp, yes. Summer school, nah, no. Not at all.
It was at this moment that he knew. He up.
Are you drumming?
No, I was chiseling.
What are you chiseling?
The ash.
Into?
The ashtray.
No, I mean like when people say they're chiseling, normally they're chiseling it into a form or. Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm not the traditional chiseling.
All right. Chipping away it is.